Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, I know a lot of you will have been waiting for this particular story, and I've not put this in through the little updates that I'm doing as this story breaks. I'm doing this one as a separate long form video, simply because it is so damn important. Things that have been said and revealed, which make no sense, which is obviously lies. They are obviously, to my ears, lies, excuses given, things made up to try and explain circumstance, but which makes no sense at all when you understand the fuller extent of the story. And here we are here, of course, talking about the burner phones. Now, Sturgeon, in her evidence this morning, was asked about them, and she came up with what can only, I think, be described as a very well rehearsed answer. She's obviously been up all night with policy wonks, with solicitors, with all sorts of people, because she doesn't want this to be a story that runs and runs and runs. And yet, from the very answers she's given, it's a story that's going to run and run and run, because simply it's quite unbelievable. And so we're going to have a look at this in a long form format. So let's take a look at the bullshit of the burner phone. Here goes. So there she is in happier days with a phone in her hand. So we know she does have a smartphone. There she is. She's got a smartphone. There's the photographic evidence of that. That's her personal phone. That's the phone she gave the address and number and everything to Devi Sridhar, so that Sridhar could contact her. So there's no denying this woman has that very expensive, whatever phone it is it an iPhone or an Android, whatever, but she has it. So why did she need to go out and spend £18 on a little cheap, rubbishy Nokia phone? Brilliant phones back in the day, but they're not a smartphone or anything like that. So why did she need to do that if she's got that one? Now, of course, the only reason why, in my opinion, is that she wanted to conduct illicit, sneaky conversations, pass information, make decisions outside of any kind of oversight or accountability, where nobody could find the truth. Now, she's been caught, of course, because she put this on expenses, and it is by those expenses that the bullshit she's about to tell here can be blown wide open. Former First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has denied reports that she purchased burner phones during the pandemic. She's denying that she bought them. They're on her own personal expenses report. So therefore, that is a little bit of bullshit. Now, she's going to say something else, which we'll have a look at here. A report in the Daily Express revealed Sturgeon's expenses show the purchase of an £18 Nokia phone in March 2020, plus £18 in SIM cards. At the UK COVID-19 inquiry, Sturgeon was asked if she'd bought the devices and why. And she said they were purchased on her authority to divert calls from her constituency office to staff forced to work from home during lockdown. Straight away, complete and utter bollocks. First of all, those staff would have their own phone, undoubtedly. No way would anyone working for her not have a smartphone for messaging and things like that. So that's number one. Secondly, divert calls. You can get call diversion, sure, on some systems. Why would you not just divert them to the existing telephone numbers? Why go out and buy a whole new, shitty cheap telephone for staff members? That's number two. Number three, and this is an important one. Whereabouts on the expense form did she allocate that cost? Did she put it into the box marked staff telephones? No. She hid it away in ancillary down here somewhere else, technical stuff. Not where it should be for a staff telephone, which would be in the category called staff telephones. Because if it had been staff telephone, at that moment, that telephone would have been deemed a staff telephone and would have come under the auspices of all the rules of data. because, number one, it was paid for by the Scottish Government, and therefore it belongs to the Scottish Government. And if it's been handed to a staff member, then that then would have to come under and have to be inspected and would be freely handable over for inspection, and the data on it would be official data. That's why that phone didn't go down as staff phone. That's why that was sneaked away in some little dark closety area of the accounts, well away from the prying eyes. And had she not, and I've mentioned this earlier today, had she not been such a greedy, grasping, entitled, self-aggrandizing, terrible woman, she'd have just paid the £18 out of her pocket and nobody would ever know. But she thought, no, I'll get that back. It's only 18 quid, but you know. And honestly, she is like Ebenezer bloody Scrooge, isn't she? Ebenezer Sturgeon. Can't get grasping back. Oh, look, it's £18. I earn 200,000 a year, but £18, so important. Bread, halfpenny, no bread. You know, that's who she is. That's literally who she is. And that's caught her. Because she didn't put it down as a staff phone. Because she couldn't. Because it meant that it would belong to the staff. It'd be official secrets. It would have to be all inspected. Doesn't want that. Of course, this was her dealer phone, isn't it? This is your second phone that you don't do. And if you need, but you ping it and nobody will ever be the wiser. It's only her own greed that's brought this to light. Anyway, the Glasgow South Shield MSP told the inquiry that I have never... Sorry, did I say South Shields? I don't know why I said South Shields. Anyway, I meant South Side. South Shield, bloody Newcastle. Anyway, the Glasgow South Side MSP told the inquiry, I have never, to the best of my knowledge, seen, held, and certainly not used any of these phones. BS. We know it's bollocks. She paid for them. Of course it's rubbish. Sturgeon confirmed that she used a personal mobile during her time as First Minister rather than a government-issued device, because a government-issued device would be able to spill the beans and send her to prison. She said it was never suggested to me at any time during my period as First Minister that it was not appropriate. Well, it should have been. The reason I used a personal phone is that I didn't want to have multiple devices. Quick, think of a good excuse. On a government phone, I wouldn't have been able to do constituency business or party or personal matters, and on a constituency one, I can do. Well, there you go. 2 phones. That's fine. Keep one in the office, keep one in the constituency office. It's not hard. And of course, the thing is, you can still set up on your government phone your emails, still receive them. Why can't you do party business on there? Why can't you do that? Who knows? It's an invented load of bollocks, isn't it? She said, I wanted to have one device. It wasn't suggested to me that it was inappropriate, and I don't believe it was inappropriate. Yeah, but what you believe is completely inappropriate. You, for example, might believe it's acceptable to murder 4,500 people. That doesn't make it so. Your beliefs are worth precisely the square root of fuck all. She said, I think any phone, whether it's personal, parliament, government or whatever, is vulnerable to being left on a train or lost somehow. Do you know, I have never ever lost a phone, ever in my life. Because, you know, I'm not stupid. And also, if you have it with a thumbprint or some kind of security, it's very, very difficult to get into. And if you have lost it, you can do remote destruction of data. It's not hard. It really isn't hard. Anyway, on the purchase of the £18 phone and the SIM cards, she said they were purchased certainly through my expenses on my authority. So she's admitting she paid for them and then clawed the money back. They were also not for use by me. She can't prove that. She didn't put it down as staff. It's got to be hers. If it was staff, like I said, she'd have put it on staff. Said many MSPs, I believe, did the same when the pandemic started. They all owned phones. They all had their own phones. Why did they want to buy more phones? Communication outside is a conspiracy. There were phones in my constituency office landline were devoted to the homes of my constituency office staff. Well, there you go. You don't need to buy new phones for that. You just put in the number you want to divert to. The comments came after Sturgeon, who deleted WhatsApp messages from her phone, apologised for telling a journalist she would hand everything over. Lied to a journalist for handing everything over, even though she knew then she'd destroyed and hid everything because she knew the truth wouldn't come out. She said all messages germane to decision making had been entered into the official government records. That too is a lie. Everything she says is lie. It's lies built on lies built on lies. The woman cannot help herself but lie. The very first question today, and she lied. Perjury. She needs to be prosecuted for perjury, destruction of evidence, perversion of the course of justice, so many things. And that's before you even get to the interesting things like murder. She is awful. And I hope that, if nothing else, I mean, certainly, if nothing else, her reputation is in the gutter. She is lower than snake shit. She is a crawling, writhing maggot. And everyone knows it. Although there'll still be SNP supporters going, oh, she's lovely, she's lovely, she's lovely, as they're burying their children. I'm coming up. Now, I'll apologise for a little bit of swearing involved there, but, sometimes it's the only word to describe these people. But generally, haven't I done well? Didn't get angry. She needs to be punished. Everyone knows that this is now a conspiracy. Even with the lies she's just told there, it's quite clear that that's not the truth. It's obviously not the truth. Why would she put it down as ancillary expense somewhere else rather than staff phones? It's because she knows if it genuinely was a staff phone, it would have to be inspected. And so no, it can't go down as staff phones. But it was her own greed. As I say, it's her own greed. The grasping little miser that she is. Vicious little shit. Anyway, I shall stop. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this has earned a subscription. Also, please hit the like and share the video. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later.